My boys, growing up, I didn't really understand the appeal of the Legend of Zelda games. You know, when I was 10, I chose 3D Land over Ocarina of Time 3D. Then when I was 13, I chose 3D World over Wind Waker HD. And my god, please don't crucify me for this, when I was 16, I chose 1-2 Switch over Breath of the Wild. That's a fair reaction. Trust me, choosing to buy 1-2 Bitch before Breath of the Wild is a decision I made that I still call myself names in the mirror for. I don't know why I did it. I think it's because it was $10 less, and I wanted a game that I could play with others, but any enjoyment you can get from that game, it evaporates after 20 minutes. So after that blunder, the only thing I could do on my Switch was scroll through the settings and browse the eShop longingly for a few days, and you know, while looking back, that was a fitting punishment. It was a sad time. I was an unemployed 15-year-old, and I had no means of getting money for a new game. Until one day, when my older sister took pity on me for watching me very sadly browse system settings and changing themes back and forth, and she said she'd buy me a game. Now, you gotta understand, this was back when the Switch just came out, so there wasn't a lot to play, though I had been seeing a lot of people enjoy that new open-world Zelda game, and I was pretty interested in it. The only thing, though, was, up until that point, I had never played a Zelda game. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, so I said fuck it, and I got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's fair. Again, I don't know why I did that. I already had Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. I honestly think I was just scared of Zelda. Which, can you really blame me? All I knew about the series is that there was elves and puzzles and a lot of reading. But after I had my fun with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I was ready. I saw so much fun gameplay and a lot of people enjoying the game that I made sure that that would be the next game I got. This time though, I had to work for it. I was out of freebies, which, you know, fair. But a week of yard work and mowing lawns later, I came home from school to find my dad left a copy of Breath of the Wild on my bed, and oh my goodness! I don't need to recap what I loved about that game or what it did. You all know that and you've heard it so many times already. I will say though, this game changed my life. This game is a Hall of Famer. I have done 5 playthroughs of this over the years, and I will definitely be going for 6 when I can play it upscaled on Switch 2. I poured hundreds upon hundreds of hours into it because of its gameplay. I even found myself becoming immersed in the lore. I was going out of my way to collect all the memories and journal entries and side quests just so I could learn more about the world and the characters. But there was one slight issue I experienced while playing. Maybe let's not even call it an issue, let's just call it an odd occurrence, okay? When I first got Breath of the Wild, I was playing in handheld mode and my mom and my sister were in the same room, hanging out, doing... Well, I don't remember, I wasn't paying attention, but I do remember, clear as day, that I had just made it to Kariko Village and I was selling off some of my bulk items, you know, a pretty normal thing to do in that game, nothing too crazy. But my boys, I just need you to close your eyes, all right? Imagine you're my mom, and you hear your teenage son playing a video game, but all you hear is this. Do you see my issue? Honestly, I never even thought about that aspect until my mom asked to see what I was playing because, you know, all she heard was... And ever since then, it's all I can hear. Why? Why are Zelda NPCs so freaky? I just want to sell some frogs, and the shop clerk keeps going... Or I just want to upgrade my armor, and the Great Fairy Fountain is busting out of... At the time, as someone who was so new to Zelda, my dumb was founded by this being the direction they decided to take NPC interactions. Like, on one hand, you have games where NPC interactions do the bare minimum. You know, you got your Sonic Man.
Hey.
And on the other hand, you have NPC interactions that spawn this arrow. Go away! I'm not a pervert! I understand that me interpreting the NPC voice lines this way is just a case of my brain being a soon-to-be fascinating scientific donation. But I was curious, and no, not like that. I wanted to know if people were hearing what I heard. I mean, how could you not? And with a quick Google search, yes, there are Reddit posts on Reddit posts of people who concur. Though, I did learn that the NPC voice lines are the Japanese recordings, which, that's fair. Nintendo of Japan, you do you. But Nintendo of America, we couldn't afford the coins to record some new lines? You made a game so technically advanced that I can meld an assortment of assets together and make functioning mechs. I can move an object and then rewind the exact coordinates in which it moved. But you couldn't record some different NPC voice lines. When I was looking at posts to see what other people thought about the voice lines, I came across just as many posts where people were telling me to get my mind out of the gutter and that such noises are a staple in the Zelda series. Which is fair, I'm not saying make every NPC go, hey, and make them emotionless, but could we just maybe translate the sentiment a little better? Maybe instead of going, they could go like, ooh, or wow, or all right, like Beetle. Okay, maybe not like Beetle. But before things get heated and people start calling me cold butts in the comments because I'm spewing bullshit, it is important that y'all know I don't care. It's not that deep. If the NPCs wanna, god damn it, let them. I've just had this topic of discussion on my mind for a while, and I thought it would be funny to talk about it for a video, talk about my experience, and to see what other people think. Maybe even hear some stories where other people were slapped with that big red arrow by people listening to their playthrough. Cause, someone else out there had to have been playing in front of their mom and had her questioning what was going on, right? Right? But yeah, that's about it. My boys, I hope you enjoyed this silly little rant. So if you did, go yell at me in the comments, and if you didn't enjoy this silly little rant, you can still go yell at me in the comments. Just please don't call me cold butts. But as always, take care of yourselves.